Hello. My name is Becca. And if you are in the right place, then you are here for your very first therapy session with me. Is that correct? Excellent. Now, may I just have your name just to make sure that I have the right paperwork for you that you would have filled out before? Excellent. Well, welcome. This is sort of a new profession for me, being a therapist, but it's something that's always fascinated me for a very long time. The human mind is just filled with so many unknown things, and I just think it can be manipulated in certain ways, but really the main reason I decided to pick this up as a profession is simply because I love helping people. And so I hope that through these sessions, through our time together, through the various exercises that I prescribe and try on you, that you will get better and you will live just the most wonderful of lives. Yes. Now, this is our first session, so we're not going to do anything really too crazy or, I want to keep it kind of simple, just so that you feel completely comfortable with me. And I really hope that we can develop such an open communication. I just want you to be so comfortable sharing with me anything that might be on your mind or might be troubling you, and anything that might normally be sensitive to share with anyone else. And may I just remind you that everything that goes on in our sessions is completely confidential. No one will ever know. Yes. Now, do you have any questions for me before I get started with asking some just preliminary questions, just so I can get to know you better? Because I certainly am dying to know everything about you. No? That's perfectly fine. If you ever have any questions, just feel free to ask. Like I said, this is a safe space, and I really want you to be comfortable, and comfortable asking me anything. So, yes. Now, like I said, I have just a bit of a questionnaire. These questions are very standard, typical, and will just help me to really get to know you and kind of see where we'll need to do some work and such. Great. And also, if you don't feel comfortable asking or answering any of these questions, that's completely fine. So let's begin. So, in your own opinion, what brings you in here today? Why are you seeking therapy and therapy with me? Okay. And I will be taking some notes as well throughout our sessions. So just ignore the pen. Okay. And is this your first time going to therapy, or have you been before? Okay. Now, since you are seeking out therapy, which is totally normal and actually is a lot more common these days, I feel a lot of people, even people who don't necessarily feel that they have any problems, will go to therapy just to kind of be able to express themselves and have someone to talk to and kind of clear their mind. But for you, what is sort of the problems or the issues that you feel you might be going through, if you feel like you've already identified any problems you might have? Okay. And to what degree do you feel like you struggle with these issues? Okay. And how do these issues make you feel? You know, on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, or even yearly? How do they actually affect your mood or just make you feel? Okay. Very good. I love that you're already so open to sharing. That's, not always the case. A lot of people are very timid at first and don't really want to tell me anything. In fact, sometimes they'll kind of go around the subject at hand and start asking me about my own personal life and my problems, but really we are here just to discuss you and help you. Yes. So, with these issues that you feel you sort of suffer with, are there any ways that you sort of feel you yourself, like anything that you do, is there anything that helps with these issues that you're already doing? For example, sometimes people who have depression or even anxiety, those types of things, they find it helps to have sort of a creative outlet. So maybe they'll draw or, play the piano or do something like that to kind of help them feel better. Okay. And that's something that we can work on too through our sessions, developing ways to not only help you with these issues, but maybe even completely rid you of them. Yes. And at this time, are there any changes that you would like to make in your own life? Anything that, anything you do or kind of is happening around you that you would like to change? Okay. And I'm curious, right now, in this very moment, how would you describe your mood? Okay. And most importantly, in your own words, what are you really truly hoping to get out of these sessions? This is something I like to ask because I want to know if there's anything I can do to really make sure that the time you spend here is really worth it and, is rich with elements that are really going to help you. Okay. Excellent. And you mentioned that sometimes you have a bit of anxiety, which is very common. I wonder, how would you say you are in more social situations, being around lots of people or even just a few people? How do you feel you cope with that, or are talking to people, just even being present around a lot of people? Okay. So you feel like you're okay, but you could be a little bit better. You do get anxious when you're around a lot of people. That's very normal and very common. And that's something that in our future sessions maybe we can help you get better at. I really hope. Now, also, how was your childhood? How were your parents? How was school for you growing up? Were there any outstanding issues or events that may have triggered and started you to feel this way? Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, what did your parents do for like work, or just what were they doing with their time when you were growing up? Okay. I always find it very interesting that people coming from all walks of life can develop the same sort of issues that, one group of people might and another. It's that human bond, that basic self that kind of really makes us all the same at the end of the day, or most everyone, and I just find that very fascinating. That's why I often like to delve into my patient's childhood, just to see, if there's similarities, big differences, yet in their adult life, people develop very similar issues. So, very interesting. Now, like I said, this is our first session, so I don't expect us to get too deep into anything. This is really just a meet and greet situation. However, some other things I like to do in my own personal practice here as a therapist is sort of relaxation techniques, and in my opinion, these are ways to help with certain issues and kind of help calm down the mind so that we can be better fit to deal with life and its endless problems. So, with your permission, I would like to maybe try a few of those with you today. You can see if you like it, if that's something you want in future sessions or not. And I'll just try a couple, let's say, because this is a shorter session than we normally would have. So, the first thing is just very simple hand movements. Hand movements really seem to affect the human mind and can help calm down a person. It can help with anxiety, can help with assortment of things. I'm not your typical therapist, you could say, but I certainly get results. So you have picked wisely when you chose me to be your therapist. Yes, you're very lucky. Yes. So just let your mind calm down. Try not to think about anything that might be causing you stress or worry. When you are here with me, this is a safe place and all problems are left outside the doors. This is a place of relaxation, clarity, and letting go. And through your time here with me in these sessions, we're gonna make you all better. Yes. So just relax. Relax and let go of anything that could be causing you any troubled thoughts or worries. Just let it all go into the space. Just relax your mind. Now, how did that seem to affect your mind and your head and your thoughts and your overall mood? It helped. I thought so. It usually does. Now, that is something that we can do in future sessions, maybe even at the start of a session, just to kind of get you to be nice and calm for the remainder of the actual session. Alright? So let me just make a note that you did find that to be helpful. Okay. Now, something else that I like to try, and is new for me, kind of, but I think is so fascinating and has a lot of potential in helping people with their issues, and that is sort of hypnotherapy. If I can hypnotize you enough, I might be able to help you go back and deal with maybe some problems from the past and help you let go and forgive. Alright, so why don't we try a brief hypnotizing and hypnotherapy session right here, right now, and you can tell me if it does anything for you. Okay. Excellent. It might also help you feel more relaxed, possibly. I have here a very special necklace. And I'm just going to ask you kindly to follow the pendant at the bottom of the necklace with your eyes. Just keep following the necklace with your eyes, and only listen to my voice. Only listen to my voice as you go deeper and deeper into a calm and peaceful trance. Just listen to my voice, and everything is going to be just fine. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, relax, relax. I really wish I could have been your therapist, but fate, I'm afraid, has different things in store for you, my friend. Have a nice sleep.